Joining us today on MSUEagles.com is the new defensive backs coach and special teams coordinator for Morehead State football, and it's Rod West. And Rod, first and foremost, congratulations on the new position. We're very excited about you joining the Eagle Athletics family. We know you'll be a great addition to the staff. Let's kind of rewind your childhood first and talk about the early years. You grew up in the state of Alabama, played high school and college football down there. Just tell us a little more about your childhood and those early years.
Originally from Selma, Alabama. Played high school football at Selma High School. Was a varsity member of the baseball and football team. I played defensive back. Was lucky enough to earn a full scholarship to Alabama State. At Alabama State, I played free safety position my first 2 years as strong safety. My last two, I played on all special teams. I started my last 2 years. I had the opportunity to play under some really good guys, really good position coaches, and learned a lot. Graduated with a degree in English and with a minor in political science. So after college, I figured I wanted to get into coaching, and that was all because a lot of guys that taught me in college.
Tell us a little more about your mentors and your coaches and those who persuaded you to start a college coaching career. I guess it's kind of a normal segue for a lot of people, and a lot of current student athletes think about, hey, I might want to get into coaching. But what kind of did it for you, and who were some of those important people in your life?
Well, first off, I went to college with the intentions of going to law school. I think after graduation, probably in late July, I just had that moment where, I was usually getting ready for football camp, and I realized that wasn't coming back around. I started missing the game. So I reached out to some guys that helped me a lot throughout my college career. First and foremost was probably Grady Brown. He's my position coach. One of the reasons why I went to Alabama State. I just told him, I had a desire to get into coaching, and he asked me if I was serious about it and gave me some advice. He still gives me advice to this day. So Grady Brown, first off, was a big help. Secondly, Brian Williams. He was on staff at Alabama State as well, and he was very influential in getting me into the college coaching ranks and helped out a lot with my first job. And Tony Pierce also, he was the guy that was my strong safety coach my last 2 years at Alabama State, and he still helps me out a lot today as well.
It can be a long, winding road for college coaches in all sports, and your professional career started. You were a graduate assistant at Delta State in the state of Mississippi. You guys won, I believe, a D2 national championship. Is that right? Or no, you got to the championship game, runner-up that year. But talk about that experience at Delta State and kind of that kickstarting your professional career.
Well, actually, that was my second job. My first job was at Kentucky Christian up the road.
Okay.
Under Coach Zach Moore. I learned a lot from him and the staff there. And I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to have the opportunity to go down to Delta State. Great staff of guys. I learned a lot of football from those guys, and did a lot of good things. Winning the Gulf South Conference championship, and we made it to the Division II national championship game. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but definitely I learned a lot. I learned the hours it takes to be successful and to get some things done. Learned a lot in terms of preparation, and it was a great staff there, and definitely helped my career out a lot.
I jumped ahead to Delta State. I didn't mean to skip Kentucky Christian, just down the road here off Interstate 64 in Grayson, Kentucky, a little bit east of Morehead. And you mentioned the connection between your head coach there and head coach Rob Tenure here at Morehead State, and how that kind of got you on the radar for the Eagles. Just a little more, if you would, about that KCU experience, and then kind of how this opportunity came about for you at Morehead State.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it was kind of a Morehead connection from the start. My first job, as I stated earlier, Coach Brian Williams, who was on the Alabama State staff. Prior to that, he worked at Morehead, and he worked on the staff with Coach Tenure and Coach Zach Moore, who at the time, became the coach of KCU. So I saw an opening at KCU online. I didn't know anything about Kentucky. I sent my resume and everything. I was very fortunate. It was one of those things where everything just aligned right. Coach Moore gave me a call, and he shared with me that he knew Brian Williams from the staff. I had him down as a reference, and after that, he brought me in, and everything just worked out. So definitely from the start, Morehead and just the connection from Morehead definitely helped my career out. Because Zach Moore was a guy that, like I said, played here, was a team captain, coach here, and a name that's still big in the Morehead community.
Rod West is our guest today on MSUEagles.com, the new defensive backs coach and special teams coordinator for Morehead State football. And Rod, let's move ahead to your last position. You were at a Division II school in the Lone Star Conference in the state of Texas, and that was Texas A&M-Commerce, and you were the defensive backs coach down there. Just talk about the last 2 seasons. I know you guys did well in the secondary and accomplished quite a bit in your short stay there.
Again, it was a great job. Had the opportunity to work for Guy Morris. The name is big in Kentucky as well. Coach Morris is a great person first and foremost, and also a very, very good coach. It taught me a lot about the game. I had the opportunity to work under Brian Williams again. As you can see, Brian Williams' name keeps coming up. He's done a lot for me. I had the opportunity to work under him. He brought me in as secondary coach, and I worked with punt return. Had a lot of success in the secondary. I did a lot of good things in special teams as well. Learned a lot. Enjoyed the state of Texas a whole lot, and just the opportunity, to be a full-time position coach at a high level of Division II football, it was great for my career, great for me as a person and as a coach. Learned a lot, and I still take a lot of things that I learned there with me.
You guys have hit the ground running on the recruiting trail here in the very first week on the job, and you feel like you're getting to the point in your career where you've been in multiple states at multiple levels. You're really starting to network nicely with high school and college coaches, and I'm sure you feel like that could be an asset to the coaching staff here at Morehead State.
Definitely. One of the things that turned me on, the Morehead, was the opportunity to stay in the Southeast. Every job I had, I've recruited, either Alabama, Mississippi, Kentucky, Georgia, certain parts of Florida. And now, I'm back in Kentucky. I'm going to be doing Central Kentucky. I also have recruiting ties to Texas. So, I like football in the South. I like the way it's played and found a bunch of good players. So, again, for the opportunity to stay, in the Southeast region, that was big for me. There's a bunch of good players here, and hopefully we can get something to come to Morehead.
What have your initial impressions been on Morehead State University, the football program, and maybe this coaching staff, because the majority of the guys here are new? Obviously, Coach Tenure was the offensive coordinator previously, but just kind of your preliminary thoughts as you get into this new venture.
Well, I've been here for less than a weekend. Right now, everything that I've seen and heard about has been great. First off, Coach Tenure to give me the opportunity to come has been great. He's been a great asset so far. He's helped me out, been kind of showing me the ropes. And the way of the land around here, all the other coaches on the staff have been great. It's just gelled and clicked from the first time I met him. The area is beautiful. Trying to find somewhere to stay now, but a lot of good food around here. A lot of good players. The players that I've met been great class guys. And the thing about this campus and the university is, it stresses academics. So you're gonna get a lot of good guys in here. We're gonna get guys that not only do the right things on the field, but also off the field. And everything that Coach Tenure and all the guys that I talked to on staff, everything they told me and showed me has just been great and top class.
Rod, you obviously taking a new job. It's kind of a whirlwind. You get hit from 100 different angles. You've got media relations directors such as myself that are asking for your time with interviews, and we're going to put out a release here shortly on MSUEagles.com about your hiring. But tell me this, what in your mind are the top priorities, maybe say from now until the beginning of spring practice? Is it spending time with the student athletes, spending time with the coaches, recruiting? Where is your focus going to be in the next couple of months?
Recruiting is important, but to me, first and foremost, we got to focus on the guys that we have on campus. I got to be able to build a relationship with my players, let them know they can trust me. I'm doing this for them. Everything in coaching is about building a relationship with the players that you have. And eventually, we'll get to the recruiting aspect and get the right guys in. But my main priority for spring and going to the season is to make sure that the guys we have on campus know that they can trust me. We're going to do things the right way. We're going to get some wins.
And finally, just kind of your philosophy on the defensive side of the ball. Again, you'll be focused on the defensive backs, but are there certain styles or systems that you're hoping to implement here? I know you don't want to tip your hand to any potential opponents that are watching this video, but just kind of your overall thoughts about what way that you want to play and how you want to be successful.
Well, again, not to go too much in detail, we're going to be a confident, smart. We're not going to make any mistakes. We're going to be confident, smart, and we're going to be aggressive at the same time. We're going to play very loose. We're going to have fun. The game of football is meant to be played with fun and passion. So we're going to be a passionate group. We're going to do things the right way on and off the field. We're going to be high-character guys, and we're going to get it done. We're looking forward to the challenge, and I think we're going to have a really, really good season next year.
Well, Rod, once again, on behalf of everybody here at Morehead State, welcome to the family, and we're happy you're here. And
Thank you.
We'll certainly check in with you several times before the season begins.
Look forward to it.
Rod West, the new defensive backs coach and special teams coordinator for Morehead State football. And we'll have more coaching announcements on MSUEagles.com, so stay tuned.